Regularly scheduled programming will not be seen, so that we may bring you the following special presentation from WVEC-TV.
This is the 8th season for WVEC's Navy Christmas, and I would like to extend a warm season greetings from all of us here at Newport News Shipbuilding. Co-sponsoring this show is our way of saying thanks to all Navy men and women and Marines and their families at this special time of year. Those building ships will be thinking of you this holiday season. We wish all of those who are deployed overseas a safe return, and to all a joyous new year. God bless you.
Hello, I'm Lori Dewey, Norfolk Market Manager for Taco Bell. Here at Taco Bell, we realize the importance of family get-togethers during the holidays. However, such gatherings are not always possible for the men and women in the United States Navy. That's why Taco Bell is a proud supporter of the 8th Annual Navy Christmas Special, which recognizes the brave men and women who serve in the United States Navy. By giving of themselves, they remind us of what the true spirit of Christmas is really about. From all of us here at Taco Bell, have a Merry Christmas and a joyous New Year.
Hello. On behalf of the Ford dealers in the Hampton Roads area, I would like to thank the Armed Forces for giving us all the opportunity to enjoy a safe and happy holiday season. We realize that you've made a commitment that requires a tremendous sacrifice, and the Ford dealers want you to know how much we appreciate it. The Navy Christmas Special gives us the opportunity to remind the men and women of the Navy and all branches of the armed services that you are in our thoughts and our prayers, not only during the holiday season, but throughout the year. From all of us to all of you, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and again, thank you.
Deployment Day. As often as Navy families go through it, it never gets easier. From the attempted stiff upper lip topside to the last I love you below.
Take care! I love you!
Deployment Day always comes too soon. Few words can comfort the little one who watches as Dad's ship pulls away, or the young Navy wife and new mother who will parent alone for the next 6 months. These are the hardest moments for military families, even for those where serving our country is a family tradition.
1943, when he went overseas, we were just first married, and seeing all the young wives and children, all the tears brings back memories. They're sweet memories, and seeing my son up there.
We pray constantly, and we have a prayer group that prays for all of these sailors, and we just hope God keeps them in.
Even the toughest of dads will worry about the son he sends away for the first time. The sunny summer day tells little of the travels ahead for the USS America and her battle group. The Cold War may be over, but the world is not at peace. In the 6 months to follow, this ship and those who sail alongside her will be called on many times to serve as America's ambassador of peace and defender of freedom worldwide.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Cynthia Lima, and happy holidays from the hangar bay of the USS America. Each year, WVEC travels to the Norfolk-based carrier battle group deployed for the holiday season to bring you a Navy Christmas. It's our way of connecting those who have to be away from home for the holidays with the family and friends they've left behind. This year, our travels took us to the coast of Somalia, as well as to the Mediterranean. Now, many of you know that a Navy Christmas is usually hosted by my colleague, Joe Flanagan. Well, Joe's still a part of the show this year, but it just so happens he had a very special reason for staying stateside this time around.
That's right, Cynthia. The birth of a child is what this season is all about. This year, my wife and I were blessed with little baby Adrian here. Unlike many sailors and Marines who miss moments like these, I consider myself among the lucky ones this year. It's given me a chance to appreciate even more those who spend their holidays on the front lines of peace on earth, goodwill toward men. Cynthia, you'll meet some great people out there. Later, I'll bring you a stateside deployment story and, of course, Santa's annual trek to the Ready Room, delivering the goods from home.
Saying goodbye to family and friends is never easy, especially when you know that goodbye is for 6 months. But that's the life these sailors and Marines lead, and they do it all for the sake of the mission, which is why this carrier and her battle group won't be home for the holidays.
Strike 300 for check.
300 strike, sweet and sweet.
PO sent the deck, sir. PO, no trap cat traps. Roger, rough cat 2.
304 on deck.
Aircraft carriers like the USS America have long symbolized our nation's philosophy of peace through strength. The mission may vary, but the message is always the same.
We hope that no matter where we go, off Somalia, off Bosnia, or any place in the world, that we bring a message that the United States is interested in stability and peace. It is our view that in the United States, that not only is the United States' interest best served, but the interests of the whole world are served if we have a peaceful world, a stable world, a world where commerce and business and diplomacy can be conducted freely.
As commander of the USS America Joint Task Group, Admiral Stabrowski knows firsthand the challenges facing today's military. The Cold War gave way to regional conflicts like Bosnia-Herzegovina and Somalia, where a humanitarian mission to feed a starving nation has already cost more than 20 U.S. soldiers their lives. America, the aircraft carrier, is being used to demonstrate America, the superpower's commitment to peace.
We came down here. We were, of course, were rushed at the last minute. We had just a few hours' notice to leave the Adriatic, to rush to the Suez Canal to come down south. The crew on board America knew that we were coming down here for a sense of purpose different from the Adriatic. What I told them was that here we are coming to protect Americans that are being shot at. Americans are not being shot at in Bosnia-Herzegovina. They're being shot at daily here in Somalia. And so there's a big difference in the mission.
The mission often means 7-day work weeks for the thousands of sailors aboard ship. Many of them work 18 hours a day.
The real strength of our Navy, and in particular this aircraft carrier, is not in the airplanes and the machinery you see around you. That's all very gee whiz stuff, and it's big machinery and it's good stuff. But without the men, you couldn't do squat. The men are the strength. We place a tremendous amount of responsibility in these men. Tremendous amounts. They'll go to the end of the earth for you.
From sweeping stairs to keeping the aircraft free from ocean salt, they do whatever they're asked for the sake of the carrier and her mission. And when the mission involves protecting the life of another American in uniform, their resolve is clear.
I think about the 19-year-old new recruit Marine or Army recruit down there who's ashore, and knowing that they're in a rather hazardous environment down there, even if the weather's bad and the pilot can't see the ground. I remind the air wing guys that go over there that, you know, if you were 19 years old and huddled down somewhere, if you heard the sound of freedom overhead, that's got to mean something to you.
More than 12,000 sailors and Marines are spending this holiday season away from home as part of the America Battle Group. And not all of them are men.
As a new day dawns off the coast of Somalia, the Norfolk-based oiler USS Savannah pulls alongside the America. She's here to fuel the carrier and deliver much-needed supplies. The process takes several hours and involves most everyone aboard, including 2 female pilots who belong to a helicopter squadron assigned to the Savannah. More than 18,000 gallons of fuel a minute will flow through these lines. While that's happening, pilots Sally D. Gazaldi and Sandy Hepner get ready to helo other supplies over to the carrier. They are the only 2 females among this 452-person crew.
So there's a couple of other ships when we were in the Med that had women on it, and occasionally we'd run into them. But out here, not really.
Being away from home during the holidays is no different for these women than it is for the men aboard ship.
My family at home, they didn't have any idea that I would be doing this and away for the holidays, and this will be their first experience. So.
And like everyone else here, Sally and Sandy put in long hours while deployed.
They're an integral part of the team here. They fly just as much as their male counterparts and do just a great job, and we're excited to have them here.
Being away from home during the holidays is never easy, but this deployment has special meaning for Sally. She's just learned the Navy has recommended her to NASA for the astronaut program.
I have my fingers crossed. I hope that, well, if I don't make it this time, if I don't get asked for an interview, I will certainly keep trying. I'm not going to give up on one go. I'll keep trying.
For now, though, dreams of becoming an astronaut appear to be third on Sally's priority list. First is her ship's mission. Second is mail call.
Y'all got a bunch too.
Are you going to go through?
Most of it's y'all's.
Thanks. Okay, hey, thanks.
All right.
Mine? Yours. Craig's.
Dear Daddy, I miss you. Mom misses you too. I saw Santa Claus at the mall today. I told him you were far away and that Mom and me are alone right now. I hope Santa brings me what I want for Christmas. I told him I don't want any toys. I just want you to come home. I love you, Daddy. Merry Christmas.
That's a pretty heavy load, isn't it? Yeah. Have a great day. It isn't easy. I don't think anyone who is honest would say they enjoy leaving home, wife and children and family, loved ones, parents.
Chaplain Dale Parker spends most of his days and nights walking the passageways of the USS America. He's one of 3 chaplains here who serves as counselor, father, and friend to any sailor or Marine in need.
You start your day off trying to have the mindset to understand that each of these young men have dignity, they're important, they have a lot of value. So you try to listen well to what they're saying and what they're not saying, because sometimes what they don't say will tell you a lot more about what's going on in their lives than what they come into your office and tell you.
And there are times when finding the right words to comfort a troubled sailor is the most difficult job of all.
Everything inside of you wants to help them. I've been to college 10 years, and I'm very inadequate to meet the needs out here. Is that right? You sing, huh? I'm Chaplain Parker. How you doing, sir? Hey, we have 2 choirs. Protestant choir sings every Sunday morning, and we try to get them involved and busy with other shipmates, because that helps. That gives them a focus. It helps them to realize other people are hurting also. And do you know what sentence prayer is?
On any given night, you'll find a group of men gathered in the ship's chapel. Sometimes they wander in to pray alone. Other times it's to meet someone new or attend one of the many group counseling sessions the chaplains hold here.
So they learn how to cope, how not only to cope, but they learn how to make a good experience, turn it into a good experience. And even in terms of our marriages, we do a lot of marriage counseling. We find that separations sometimes actually strengthen marriages, because it gives the husband a chance to get away and think about his life and have some time to reflect on his own skill in loving his wife and his family and ability to do that.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining.
They come from all walks of life to pray here. On a ship away from home during the holidays, it doesn't matter who you are or what rank you wear. For these men, fellowship helps them get through the tough days and lonely nights.
Dear Heavenly Father, the creator and sustainer of all life, dear Father, we come humbly before your throne of mercy. We come asking that you would bless us, Lord. Bless us because we stand in the need of blessing.
But as helpful as nightly fellowship is for some crew members, there is something else worth more than gold to them.
Nothing is more important to the men out here than receiving that mail. It's the one tie they have, along with the telephone in port, that they can know that everything's okay. And that's all they really want to know. Are you okay? I love you, and I just want to know that you're making it all right. And then I'll be okay if you're okay. And so the sailors really depend on that mail, and you can see it in their faces when they hear mail call on the ship.
Mail call, press the post office.
Well, it makes you pretty popular when you have mail, and it makes you want to hide when you don't have any mail.
No one's hiding tonight. In fact, it's going to take Senior Chief DeWeese and his men several hours to sort through today's mail delivery.
When they go for 2 weeks without mail like we did on the transit down here, it was pretty rough. They kept asking us every day, hey, when are you going to go get mail? When are you going to get mail? Well, it's coming, really, guys. We just need to get within range, really, really. So it was pretty important.
It's so important that the C-2 pilots with VRC-40 now wear postal patches to let folks know if they're making a mail run.
Even if it's third-class mail, the proverbial junk mail, if you get something with your name on it, then it has to. It makes your day.
Matthew Moyer is a deployment veteran, and he's the first to tell you it doesn't get easier. For Matthew, mail allows him to see how his daughter's doing in school.
She's just learning how to write, and it's sounding the words out in the way she sounds them out and the way she spells them, and the fact that underneath is written my wife's translation of what she's supposed to be saying, and the idea that they're learning consonants, and that if you can at least make sense of it, then she's doing really good.
As important a morale booster as mail is to these sailors, it's also a painful reminder of the time they've lost back home.
I missed basically the first year of my son's life. I was on deployment, and it's one thing to get a letter or a picture of your son standing, it's another to actually see him take his first steps. It's missing currently the first half of my daughter's first year of first grade. I was fortunate enough to be there for kindergarten, but just taking it down to the bus stop this past September was probably something I'll always regret missing.
One of the highlights each year of our Navy Christmas is watching Santa pass out gifts in the Ready Room. This year, the Diamondbacks of VF-102 were receiving gifts from their wives in Virginia Beach.
This one's really heavy. This one's for Taz Mills.
Lieutenant Mills got a bigger present a couple of months ago.
I got to see him, and we went to Austria and Trieste, Italy, and Venice.
And the reason everybody's laughing is?
We're expecting.
Had a great trip.
Yes, had a wonderful trip.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hats were a big item this year. Ones like this for Bo, and ones like this.
Anytime, baby. Anytime, baby. I'll take you up on that offer.
Hey, nice hat, man.
Oh, thank you.
This is my gift because my husband wanted me to send him his winter jackets. And since in Somalia, he doesn't need a winter jacket in Somalia, does he? He needs something like this.
Don Walsh got his underwear, and Ken Boss Skaggs got underwear, and Frank Cara got this.
Oh, I know what this is. I'll be right back.
Actually, it's a F-14 squirt gun. You just put the water in there and then...
And Frank took it from there, using it on his roommate and anyone else he could find.
It's a chastity lock. It's a chastity lock. Great.
Yes, the Diamondback wives thought of everything, from eye shades to morale boosters.
Oh, steamer, this is for you.
What's the steamer?
I'm not arrogant. I'm just a whole lot better than you.
I sent him Dallas Cowboy slipper socks for those cold evenings on the boat where he'll make sure he doesn't skid down the hall.
Hey, Humpty. Ooh. Hey, Humpty. Got another one here. Guess who it's from? My wife.
There were tools for Jerry Rice, green M&Ms for Gonzo, a rubber ducky for Tough Guy, and for Price.
Oh! We're trimming nose hairs.
From singing ties to Christmas Captain Crunch.
I got him some fake cigarettes. I don't know he smokes, but everybody else does. So I sent those to him.
Cigarettes, I needed some of those. Been quit now for a good 5 years.
It was a taste of home for the holidays.
She knows how much I love Bing Crosby for Christmas. We can do that. A little advice. And 1001 ways to be romantic. I obviously need the help.
And a holiday wish across the miles.
Merry Christmas to our Diamondbacks. From the world famous Diamondbacks, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
What would a holiday season aboard ship be without the culinary creativity of the mess cooks? Having sampled a week's worth of their meals, I can honestly say the crew is lucky to have them. Morning, noon, and night, you'll find these guys prepping, cooking, and cleaning.
Proud to be on the USS America in the pot shack, working for the Master Chief here. This is where I come in and clean all of the dishes, so they can have good, clean, sanitized dishes to serve the food out of.
And it takes a unique individual to keep an aircraft carrier's pots clean.
I love y'all, I love y'all.
Dedrick usually works alone. It's safer that way. Seriously, although these sailors have to be away from home for the holidays, they won't miss out on the traditional holiday meal.
We run this shop 24 hours a day, making rolls, sweet rolls, bread, cornbread, anything you name and bacon, we're making it in here.
Master Chief Anderson knows how to run a kitchen. He has to. There are nearly 5,000 men aboard America, and they eat 4 meals a day.
We try to remove all those elements of thinking about home, so keep them busy, at least fill them up, fill their stomach up at least.
And how much does it take to fill those tummies? Try 13,162 servings of turkey.
And the reason we slice it by hand rather than machine is to give it that big chunk look rather than the real slice, restaurant style. Give you those little thin slices. We want to give you a big, good chunk of meat.
Then there's the 1,400 pounds of Virginia baked ham, cooked to perfection, I might add, along with 540 pounds of cranberry sauce and equal amounts of stuffing. There'll be potatoes and beans, 8,000 dinner rolls, and 3,200 helpings of cornbread. Then there's regular sliced bread, 7,200 slices of that, please. Top it all off with some of the finest pies and cakes. Gee, thanks, guys. And you have a feast fit for a king. A lot of care goes into each meal on ship, especially during the holidays, when everyone's thoughts turn to home.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Jason. Just want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Everything here is fine. We're cooking as usual. Wish I was there. I love you.
Hello and Merry Christmas. I'm Rear Admiral Art Zabrowski, the commander of the America Battle Group, deployed. I'm speaking to you from the flag bridge on board USS America, and I want every one of you to know how well your sons, your husbands, your fathers are doing, not just on this ship, but on all the ships of the America Battle Group. They're dedicated men, they have a great sense of purpose, a great sense of responsibility, and they're deeply committed and know that what they're doing is the right thing for the nation and for you. They're well taken care of, and they're doing an absolutely marvelous job. And I know from their hearts they wish every one of you a very Merry Christmas and the happiest of New Years. And I'm positive it'll be a joyous homecoming when we get back there to Norfolk. God bless you all.
Aboard the USS Ashland, the daily routine of the ship means one thing for Lieutenant Bill Williams. Down below in the engine room, along with shipmates like Tim Robinson. Nothing breaks up the monotony of this 6-month deployment more than finding a quiet place to pop in a video from home, sit down and catch up on how the family's doing.
Well, in typical fashion, Bill, your daughter Katie is taking her clothes off and running around the house.
Twins Katie and Megan and Mom Mary Ann sat down with Debbie and Michael Robinson to make a tape.
Well, for Christmas time, my folks will be coming to visit. They'll be coming in the middle of the month, and they'll be staying with me through till the beginning of January. And stop that.
Well, I can't tell which is which right now, but I think Megan's to the left there. That's tough for me, but Megan's a little bit more ladylike than Katie. Katie's the prankster, I guess that would be the name of it. They're just chatterboxes, and especially with Wendy, they play with her all day long, and they love that dog more than anything.
Bill's twin daughters are 3 years old.
I called the other night, and they picked up the phone, and I couldn't get them off it. They were talking the whole time. I couldn't believe some of the things they were saying. They're chatterboxes now.
He can't wait to get home to read to them again.
That's the first thing I'll do when I get home. Set them down and on my lap and read them some stories. And there's a lot of things I've been thinking about that I want to do when I get home, and that I probably haven't done as much before. So I have to spend a lot of time with them.
For Timmy Robinson, another holiday deployment means missing Debbie and little son Michael.
This is the second one. He was out to sea when Michael was born in 1989.
Like my wife said, when he was born, I was in the Persian Gulf, and I didn't see him until he was 5 months old. So he was like already a little kid instead of being a little infant.
Even on the job, thoughts turn to Michael.
But now he doesn't realize how come Daddy's away for so long. My wife tries to explain to him, well, he'll be home in so many weeks and he doesn't understand that. So around the holidays it won't be too bad because my family's close and her family's close.
Of course, this time of year, these separated families had to exchange holiday greetings.
Well, Bill, we're going to miss you at Christmas, and we'll be thinking about you. We'll take lots of pictures and videotape, and we'll send those all to you so you can see what Santa Claus brings. And Megan, what would you like Santa Claus to bring for you for Christmas?
A spray Barbie.
A spray Barbie. That's also called Hollywood Hair Barbie. Katie, what would you like Santa Claus to bring for you? She said a pink, beautiful dress. She wants a princess dress to play dress up in.
Megan, or I should say Mary Ann first. Megan and Katie, I miss you very much. I wish I were there with you for Christmas, and I'll be thinking about you.
Timmy, we're going to miss you over the holidays. You're on our mind always, and we can't wait for you to come home. We love you. You want to say something to Daddy? Go ahead.
I really appreciate you guys taking the time out and doing a videotape for me. It really means a lot to me, and it makes me feel that I got a loving family back home, which I know I do. But Michael, remember what I told you before I left? Go ahead and close your eyes, and Daddy will be there in your mind, okay? Love you, miss you very much.
At this special time of the year, I would like to send greetings to the great Navy Marine Corps team that is the Atlantic Fleet. Much of our fleet is underway or forward deployed all the way from the Persian Gulf, through the Red Sea, off of Somalia, through the Mediterranean, Atlantic, and the Caribbean. They are there because our country has vital interest there, and our Navy Marine Corps team play an increasingly important role in defending those interests. So to them, I say special holiday greetings, and thank you for your sacrifices in doing the job so well. To our families at home, you make our work possible. You make it possible to defend our interest and to serve our great nation. So I also say thank you to you. I wish you all a very happy holiday season, great joy, take care of each other, and be safe. Thank you.
Half a world away from the Somalian coast, 3 Norfolk ships pay a visit to the French Navy base in Toulon. They are part of the America's Joint Task Group, known as the ARG. While the carrier patrolled the waters off Mogadishu, these amphibious ships kept a U.S. presence in the Adriatic Sea off Bosnia. They've come here for a short break.
The ARG is the amphibious striking arm of the United States Navy. The mission of this ARG is to be prepared to provide for amphibious combat operations from the sea.
So if the Marines are ever needed to go ashore somewhere, like they did last year in Somalia, it's the Commodore's job to get them there and keep them supplied. At the center of the amphibious operation is the USS Guadalcanal. And after 30 years of sailing the high seas, this deployment is her last.
We are the final saga in an era of history that we're proud to be a part of, and it's kind of our honor to put this lady to rest and to close the history books on her.
As the Guadalcanal exits the fleet, the USS Ashland is making her maiden voyage. And given world events, this ship and her crew have had quite an introduction to life at sea.
We've gone through about every entrance in the Mediterranean, through up to the Black Sea, down through the Suez Canal, through the Straits of Bonifacio. We've been all over the ocean here, so that's kind of fun too.
That's also a credit to the engineering department. These guys know how to get a ship to move and keep it moving. Like the Ashland, the USS Shreveport also plays a critical supply and support role for this team or any other task force they work with.
When we go out with a carrier battle group and an ARG, as we had an amphibious readiness group, we're able to bring a more powerful force than we have in the past with either of the separate units.
And what makes that force so powerful is the dedication and commitment of each ship's crew. Long days and longer nights are a way of life for these men. The only break they get during the 6 months at sea is the occasional port call. Toulon is a beautiful port city in the south of France. Almost everything you'd imagine about the French Riviera is found here. So on a sunny Saturday afternoon with a charity road race in progress, we gathered together some crew members from the USS Ashland for a little shopping, sightseeing, and fun. First stop, the mall.
I see you got a lot of men clothes. Yeah, first time I ever seen that in a mall.
I'm trying to find something for an 8.
Hey, here we go. That's some lingerie.
John, Sam, and Dave all want to buy the perfect Christmas gift. But first, there's that little matter of figuring how many American dollars equal French francs.
Do they seem reasonable or do they seem more expensive than home?
They're more expensive than home. Even French perfumes are a little bit more expensive. And the American dollar doesn't go as far in France as it does in other European countries.
That exchange rate always makes shopping harder.
3,000 francs?
Yeah.
That's quite expensive.
You're right about a lot of...
I think we'll go to the next window.
Yeah, see what they got.
Oh. Hey, McDonald's.
Yeah.
There's a perfume store right down here around the corner.
That didn't turn out much better, so we decided to leave the mall. And what an experience it was trying to get out of the parking garage.
20 meters left.
20 minutes. We have 20 minutes left, okay, but we wouldn't like to leave now. Is that okay?
Peut-être pas trop me demander, Lulu.
We can't leave.
I think he's...
Our validated ticket just wouldn't release the parking gate.
Cash desk.
All right, where's that at? Oh.
20 meters.
What did he say? 20,000.
20 meters left, please. You have a cash desk. You pay here.
You pay here.
Where?
Cash desk.
Where?
20 meters left.
All right, on the left.
So Dave headed to the left, returning moments later.
Okay, there's a machine over there. And if you put this in and you're supposed to put some money in, but it keeps on giving me the ticket back.
Somehow the gate finally opened, and we took our cue. From that point on, we decided to walk.
It took us 20 minutes to get out of the parking lot.
The Toulon waterfront looks a lot like Waterside in Norfolk during a festival weekend. There are tiny shops and street vendors everywhere.
That's pretty good, doesn't it?
Dave and I decided to get a little of everything for everyone to share, including this blue gummy dolphin.
Who want to eat this? Anybody right mind?
We'll take it back.
Kids will have a ball with Dad. These are the real gummy bears.
They're good, I know. They're real good gummy bears.
Not bad.
We got a table right here.
Yeah, that's good.
Hello. Hi.
Not sure where to go next, we decided to visit an outdoor cafe and try out some French cappuccino.
Cappuccino? Yeah. Cappuccino. Cappuccino.
Cappuccino?
It's good. I'm not much of a coffee or cappuccino drinker, but it's not bad.
Moments later, a local band paraded by. Twice. We think Ron's camera spurred the encore. Enough lounging. With no presents bought yet, it was time to hit the pavement again. That's when we ran across some Girl Scouts engaged in the French equivalent of a bake sale. Crepes, anyone? We opted for the pound cake. With some holiday music to shop by, the guys finally found a store they liked.
I think we'll get a spoon here. It says Toulon here.
Yep, how much would that be?
39 francs, about $7.
Finally, at least one present to show for our efforts. Next stop, the town's flea market, where John hoped to find a girl's hair clip.
No, I look better up here.
Sam found a jacket he liked.
It's nice. That's a real nice here.
And everyone got a kick out of the town's talent. From the puppeteers
On va passer où, aux États-Unis?
to the street musicians. As rich in European style as this shopping village is, it's not without its Western influences. Finally, tired and broke, the group headed for the one stop every sailor makes in port, the USO office, where there's always a free meal and something going on. Oh, and there's another reason the sailors visit the USO. It's called the gift shop.
This is their last chance before they get back aboard ship, and they've been all over town, and they decide it's just a little too expensive out there.
Now, I'm not saying the guys bought all their presents here, but port calls can be more than just an opportunity to shop and sightsee. Sometimes they become a defining moment in a sailor's life. Just south of Toulon, nestled in the mountains along the Riviera, is a quaint little French village. And high atop one hill sits a home filled with love. Here, dozens of children whose parents can either no longer care for them or don't want to find someone who will.
Hello.
Sailors from the USS Shreveport have come to share part of their weekend with the children.
Hey, you little one.
They've brought boxes filled with goodie bags and hearts big enough to embrace each and every child.
Okay, now watch. This. Okay? There you go.
For these children, the gift of this holiday season isn't presents under a Christmas tree. It's memories of the day those American sailors came to visit. Grown-ups willing to play and listen and hug.
They come with love, a lot of love for the children. The work they do there is very important too, because the house is very old and we have problems. But the most important, that's love.
In between playing with the children, the sailors work on the house and the grounds. As lovely as it may look from afar, the home is in desperate need of repair. And as you might imagine, even while the sailors turn their attention to that repair work, the little ones won't leave them alone.
Yeah. I didn't really expect for them to take on to us like they did, but it was just wonderful. It was wonderful. It really was.
It doesn't really matter that they don't speak English and we don't speak French, huh?
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. You could just tell by facial expressions how how happy they are, and we can communicate like that.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Several groups of sailors have come here in the past. Plaques from their individual ships line the foyer wall. And as some children must go about the business of learning, the men of the USS Shreveport are busy entertaining and being entertained by the rest of them.
Y'all are vicious.
We're going to beat these little kids, by God.
If it takes all day.
And it may. It will certainly take hours to finish painting this wall, especially given the children's desire to help.
When you can get involved in something like this, you really feel like you're making a contribution. You're leaving something behind that's worth it. And I think that gives everyone a really satisfied feeling about a port visit when they can do this.
As we arrived here, they were all screaming, the Americans, you know, so that made us feel really good.
These sailors may have come here to play and paint, but they left with something few will ever forget: the memory of a lonely child made happy for one day.
While thousands of Hampton Roads sailors are spending this holiday season in places like France and Spain and Italy, their families stateside are doing all they can to show their love and support. Here at Brookwood Elementary School in Virginia Beach, Brookwood's finest, as they're known, are singing to the carrier America even as we speak.
Dashing through the snow in one horse open sleigh, over the fields we go, laughing all the way.
The idea here is to tape Jennifer Callahan's chorus and send the video to the carrier. The America is one of Brookwood's partners in education in the Adopt-a-School program.
You did a good job on this friendship tree. Look at all the hands that went into this.
Janet France is the Adopt-a-School coordinator, and she had her fourth graders at Brookwood make friendship trees to mail to the ship.
Well, I think they're going to understand that as many hands that they've given us over the years, we're trying to return the friendship and give them a hand, so to speak, and return the favor that they've given us.
At Kings Grant Elementary, the USS Ashland is one of their Adopt-a-School partners. Third graders made individual cards to send to the sailors.
Has a Christmas tree, and then I'm going to put a Happy New Year after I draw the Christmas tree.
Since they're going to be probably a long way from home, they're probably going to get their son's Christmas cards, but they're probably not going to get a lot.
A lot of these students know exactly what it's like having mom or dad away on a holiday deployment.
Well, he was away for Christmas once, and I was over at my grandparents when he wasn't there.
And how'd that make you feel?
I wasn't really happy that Christmas because my dad wasn't there.
Teacher Jerry Clark is a retired Navy SEAL, and he knows the value of this simple little project.
The cards will show the sailors and the Marines that, we back home really care about what they're doing. What they're doing is important, and being away at Christmas time is hard for them, but we appreciate it.
At Booker T. Washington High School in Norfolk, they're singing the praises of the USS Guadalcanal.
They tutored our athletes. They shared professional information as resource people in the classes. They invited our ROTC group on board. They went out to sea.
Y'all ready? Here we go, y'all.
The FEA Club wrote a rap to videotape. The message was one of gratitude.
Giving you our thanks.
That was the message, that we appreciate you, that we miss you, we love you, and we just want to say thanks for all that you do.
As in other schools, half the fun of sending these messages is making them.
Hopefully they'll appreciate it. It took a lot of time. I'm sure they would welcome it.
Yes, stateside, from the civilian community to the military community, thoughts turned to those on holiday deployment. They turned out at the Armed Forces School of Music Christmas concert at Little Creek, and they turned out to tape messages overseas at the USO's special party at the Norfolk Naval Air Station.
Do you have a mom or a dad that's overseas right now?
My dad.
And what ship is he on?
The Shreveport.
The Shreveport! Yeah!
For dependents, this was not only a way to show support, but it was also a way to receive a little bit of support as well.
It's a great opportunity, too, for someone who perhaps has
a husband on a submarine to meet someone else from the America, one of the carriers, and for them to learn about some of the problems that they all have at the holidays being alone. And hey, they're just the same as we are.
It's another cold but postcard-perfect morning in Toulon. As much as the crew of the USS Guadalcanal would like a few more days' liberty, duty calls once again, and they must leave. But this is a bittersweet departure. Even though it's back to those long days and lonely nights, leaving Toulon brings them one port closer to home, which is the best port call of all. The crew can feel the difference now. Soon they won't have to rely on letters from loved ones and memories of home to keep them going. They'll be there, at last.
Dear Doug, the holidays are finally here. Can you believe it? Cruise is almost over, finally. It seems like an eternity since you left, but I remember every detail as if it were yesterday. I feel like you've missed so much, our anniversary, your birthday, the holidays, but I think the hardest of all was not being able to celebrate the news of our pregnancy together. Christmas will be sad, but I think it would be worse if you had just left. At least this way, we can look forward to your homecoming. I know it helps me. As much as I hate being apart, I think the timing worked out for the best. We were as ready as we could ever be, and now you'll be home in plenty of time to prepare for the new baby. Your honeydew list is getting longer by the day. Try to keep your spirits up and think of the exciting year ahead of us. This will soon be just a memory, and we'll get through it as always, and it will make next Christmas even more special. I miss you and look forward to the day when we will be together again. Fly safe. I love you always, Kim.
Dear Kim, how are things at the house today? All is well here off the coast of Somalia. Today is kind of a tough day because it's a holiday, and as you know, it's also my birthday. I didn't tell anyone here about the birthday. I guess I can just pretend that the big holiday spread in the wardrobe is for my birthday. Thanks for all the presents. They got here about 2 days ago. We're not flying today, so I've had lots of time to miss you and miss our home. The leaves must really be falling down by now. All I could ask for right now is to be with you for this one day so we could give thanks together. I know it's tough being there by yourself, but we still have a lot to be thankful for. Just knowing you're keeping things in order for us and keeping things at home is reason to be grateful. I hope you have a great time having dinner with your friends. Try to keep up the great support at home. I couldn't ask for any more. Sometimes I think the only thing that keeps me going out here is the knowledge that you'll be waiting for me at the fly-in in February. The separation is hard, but I know you realize how important our work is out here. Take care of yourself and our unborn. I long for the day when I see you again. I love you.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
I often find myself explaining to my children why I've made this career decision. They've asked me on numerous occasions, why didn't you stay in college? And Mom said you were going to be a computer scientist and do some things along those lines. Dad, why did you have to do this? And I told them that when they were very young, I had to make some decisions. And the decisions that I've made may not seem to benefit them now, but every day they eat, every day that they have clothes, a roof over their head, have toys for Christmas, and that type of thing, then I know that my decision has been made, and that it was a good one that I made. There are times when I think about my wife, I guess, and the children, but her more, because when you've been married and you're as close as I feel me and my wife are, and I know we are, a part of you is missing. I mean, I'm only half a person out here, and that other half is at home, and I can't be myself the way I want to be when I'm not with her. There are times when I really ask myself, what have I done with my life? But when my wife encourages me and say, you're young, you're ambitious, you are successful, and you are making us all proud. Keep doing what you're doing. We can suffer a little bit to know that you're doing a lot. That really keeps me going. I think it's an honorable thing to represent your country, to defend your country's honor, to defend anything, but I think it's great when you're in the military and you can give back to your country what they've given to you, and through educational means or just allowing you to have a way of life. And I think it's great to have an opportunity to wear the uniform, because this is the greatest Navy in the world. Christmas Eve, I'll probably pray and thank God for allowing me to have a family, allowing me to be alive. Christmas Day, I'll be praying, thanking Him for Jesus, thanking Him for God, thanking God for all the things that He has given me in my life. Even though I'm not there to share in those things, but to know that they are there will mean just as much to me as being there with them.
Was blind, but now I see.
Tomcat 105, butt 15, Tomcat. Heads up on the LSO, Spirit Tomcat, heads up.
Strike will read you loud and clear.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all of us here at Newport News Shipbuilding.
Taco Bell is proud once again to be a supporter of the 8th Annual Navy Christmas Special. Thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you enjoyed the program as much as we did. For those of you watching tonight, we hope you have a wonderful holiday. And to all of the military personnel spending the season away from home, we at Taco Bell wish you a Merry Christmas.
On behalf of the Ford dealers in the Hampton Roads area, I would like to thank the Armed Forces for giving us all the opportunity to enjoy a safe and happy holiday season. We realize that you've made a commitment that requires a tremendous sacrifice. The Ford dealers want you to know how much it is appreciated. The Navy Christmas Special gives us the opportunity to remind the men and women of the Navy and all branches of the armed services that you are in our thoughts and our prayers, not only during the holiday season, but throughout the year. From all of us to all of you, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and again, thank you.